Time for Science with Swope, where Oklahoma weather expert Lacey Swope teaches us something new.
Yeah, today she's explaining how frost forms just before we get some of our own tomorrow morning. Lacey.
We'll probably have some pretty thick frost across the state of Oklahoma coming up for tomorrow morning. Nothing new, happens all the time. Fall, winter, even early spring has to do with the temperature, and it has to do with the amount of moisture in the air. So during the day, sunlight comes in, heats up the surface, which heats up the air just above the surface. So for example, into the 60s, just above the grass level. Today we'll be in the 50s. We also have to look at the moisture content in the air mass that's around us. That's the dew point. We talk about the dew point all the time. When the temperature cools to the dew point, that's when we start to see condensation, a little water droplets form. Well, when it gets cold enough at night, when we start to lose the heating, and especially in the fall and the winter, we no longer talk about the dew point, we talk about the frost point. Okay, that's the amount of moisture in the air, and when the temperature gets to 32 degrees, that's of course when you start to see freezing. So if the amount of moisture is present to where the temperature drops down to 32, you start to get condensation, it freezes on contact, and no longer do you just have dew blanketing the grass, the rooftops, the trees, and your windshield. It now becomes little ice crystals. So that's what you're seeing when you look at it. It almost looks like snow sometimes when the frost is thick enough. We will see some pretty thick frost coming up for tomorrow. And of course, thick frost puts an end to the growing season, and I do think for many locations in Oklahoma, it's a killing freeze coming up overnight tonight. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Lace.